relatives. They graduated in the top half of the class, and I graduated in a class that made the top possible. Okay? So you don't have to be smart, all right? But you have to be consistent. You have to treat this like a business. If you're eating Big Macs, don't expect to lose weight. If you're not doing the right behaviors, don't expect to win. But if you want the rainbow, you're going to have to put up with some rain. Okay? There's going to be things, there's going to be ups and downs. Okay? And you got to put up with that. If you want the pot of gold, if you want success, you got to walk across the valley of failure, okay, to get it. So what I did when I got started is I did what Joe Giuliano was talking about. I made that list. I sleep with a list. Obviously, I'm single. There's no one else in the house. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for announcing that. Right? And I think what Joe Giuliano meant to say is I think he meant to say how many people have a negative spouse. And people are raising it. I think he meant to say how many people have a negative spouse about the business. About the business, not just the negative spouse. So, what I do is this. This is what I do. The first thing I do is I'm not going to prejudge anybody. And I'm going to call everyone. But I got to be honest with you guys, I want successful people. Write this down. Tap rooting. How to triple, you guys know how to triple your income? Triple your results? Triple your time? Okay. I rather work, write this down, I rather work through somebody than to somebody. I want to find out people's all-stars. So let me just press, I kind of covered this, okay? So you made your list. Don't put it in your head, put it on paper. When you put something on paper, it's like reading. Anybody listen to great audios? I love listening to audios. Turn the music off. No one loves music more than I do, okay? Nobody. But I'm at the gym, and that's the one time I don't take calls. I'm listening to Joe Giuliano's webinar, or I'm listening to Chris Kavanaugh's training, or Danielle Rich, or Jeff Wildey's webinar, or Mike Bestwick's training over and over. I listen to that. You're walking the dog, right? I fall asleep listening to this stuff. Right? Because, write this down, an investment in knowledge pays the highest interest. An investment in knowledge pays the highest interest. So what you're going to learn here, and people have heard this over and over and over again, and that's okay. Because really, there's only needs to be really one training in this, but you hear it from different people. But you might hear it differently. Because if you can imagine climbing a ladder with one arm and one leg, it'd be pretty hard, right? This business is about acquiring knowledge and skill. That's all this business is. And you're going up that ladder. Knowledge is skill. 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 And that's why I hit Ambassador in not 90 days, but that's why I hit it in 10 years and 90 days. Okay? I acquired the knowledge and skill. It's just that this time we have a way to speed it up for you. Does that make sense? So we're going to give you the knowledge and skill. And the thing is that when you read a book, you're going to absorb a lot more than listening to an audio. It's a fact. Way more when you read it. You absorb it. So you need to make that list, and you need to write it down. You need to write it down. It has to be a list. Your list should grow every single day. You should start who do you know on social media and run right down to your phone. And don't prejudge. So I'm going to talk to you about that. Joe kind of went through that because I want to tap root. Because when I get somebody started, now, if they're very successful and maybe you're lucky enough to get a networker that doesn't have a chicken list, you know what I'm saying? By the way, they say the average funeral, 10 people will cry at your funeral if you're lucky. And we go, caring what people think, and, we have 10 people cry at our funeral. Unbelievable, right? Who cares what people think, right? So we have got to go and tap root. So I always ask people, who are 5 people that would just get into business or would at least be open-minded because you called them up? Because maybe it's a maid of honor, okay? Or maybe it's a high school buddy. Who would just take a call? But then I get real with them. I say, all right, I want your dream team, baby. Top 5. Top 10, top 5. So this is very important. This is what's going to triple your income right here. This one tip will triple your income if you do it. Okay? And you don't care what they say. You'll learn around the way. You'll learn on the way. Because the greatest thing about action, when you create action, or massive action, it's life-changing, right? In whatever you do. It's discipline. The difference between the person that's sitting next to you and you is discipline. Will you get on the call on Monday night when Joe does his calls? Will you get on the webinar when you don't feel like it? Will you make calls when people say no? It's all about discipline is what's successful. So I want to know the people's top 5 people, and here's what I say. Who's your dream team? Who is your dream team? Who's the top 5 people that if they got in this business, and I want to talk to them right away. Right away. Now here's the thing. There are some people in this room that they probably can call the person because they may have a sphere of influence. Does that make sense? But maybe someone says, you know what, right now life is tough. People don't look at me as a business person. Okay? So this is what I'm going to say to that person. I'm going to do it for them. Okay? I'm going to help them. I'm going to do it with them. Does that make sense? So who are your top 5 people? And let's just say the top 5 people is, one of them is Mike Bestwick. I'm going to ask, why Mike Bestwick? Why do you like him? Or let's just Chris Kavanagh. Or Danielle. Or how about this guy? You know this guy, Joe Giuliano, right? And Lee. And Chip McGill. And Dr. Randy Nordyke is standing back. He's the silver fox in the back. Wave your hand, Dr. Randy. See that? You okay? Ambassador's probably diving now. So, I want to know people's dream team. Because their dream team is going to be your dream check. It's going to be your dream check. Okay? If you get 1 out of 5 of those people, you're going to be in a very good situation. And what are they going to do? You think they're going to be happy? Okay? We're going to go right down the list. I want their 5 best people right away. What am I looking for? I'm looking for motivators, not motivated people. Write that down. I'm looking for motivators, not motivated people. Anybody can be motivated for temporary, right? New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, stop smoking, lose weight, right? 2 weeks later, it was a dream list, I guess. So I look for motivators. I look for people that have a sphere of influence. A business person, a pastor, a teacher that's respected in the community, somebody that has contacts. I don't know anyone. Anybody say that? I don't know anyone. Who do you know that does know somebody? I want their dream team, and here's what I'm going to say. So first of all, I'm going to give you guys Joe Giuliano. Okay? You guys heard me edify him. So I go, well, Joe and Lee, that's in my top 5. Okay? So I said, what is it about this guy that you like? Well, first of all, when he says he's going to do something, he does it every time. He goes over and above. He's a man of extreme character. He's got a beautiful wife. Honestly, he's an overachiever. She's gorgeous. Right? I'd take a shot over there, right? So, what else do you like about him? Well, he's been very successful. He's very loved in the community. You know, he's a person of high integrity. He's a person that volunteers his time. And he's always willing to help and lend a hand, every time. So here's what I'm going to do. So let's just say I'm going to use, who am I going to use? What is your name? Kim. Okay, so Kim is friends with Joe. But Kim I'm going to call Joe for Kim. I'm going to leave a message. Hey, this is Troy Landwehr, a mutual friend. Can you call me back when you get a chance? I've heard amazing things. I heard you're the exact person I should talk to. I've heard unbelievable things about you. Can you call me? Thank you. Leave the number. That's it. Joe calls me back. Joe, unbelievable what I heard about you. I'm so impressed with what I heard about you. I heard that you're a man of integrity. I heard that you're a business guy. I heard that when you say when you're going to do something, you go above and beyond. I heard that you're a man of faith. I heard you're a believer. I heard that that you're a great husband. I hear that you always are helping out people, and that everybody likes you. And in the community, you're probably one of the most well-known people. And when you say you get things done. Now, what do you think he's going to say to me? How would you feel if someone said that to you? Right? And I said, look, I'm expanding my business, and I'm looking for people exactly like you. Exactly like you. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to send you a video. Would you watch it and talk to me after this? It's a 3-minute video. Let's talk afterwards. I may talk a little bit more, but not much. I'm sifting and sorting. Write it down. We're sifting and sorting. That's all we're doing. I'm moving through this list fast. I'm not going to spend too much time with anybody. Now, I'll follow up, but I'm not going to spend too much time with anybody. I need to move quick. I need to move fast. All right? So that's what I'm doing with all these different people. Chip McGill, oh, he's a real estate broker. He's one of the hardest workers I know. A guy who works unbelievably hard. Same thing. I'm going to call him up. Same thing. So I'm looking for motivators, because motivators are winners. Motivators are ones that can manage a team, that can follow a system, that are respected, that have a lot of contacts. Does that make sense? But you have to go to the chicken list. If you want to be a flip-flop CEO, right, wear your Pats hat 90% of the time, or your Red Sox hat, and work from home, that's what you got to do. You got to step out your comfort zone. Success lies outside your comfort zone. So I'm looking for motivators. Does that make sense? Now, I want some wins. Somebody comes up, they recruit their sister, okay, their friend, great. But then they go recruit someone that they respect. Everybody needs to do that. Even the people who are making a lot of money, they're learning, they're retraining. The person that gets the most out of this training is the presenter. They really do. I'm just thinking of two people I really need to call. I've got to go out and call them. You got to call, right? You got to get your knees bloody. You got to get dirty. You got to get rejected. It's okay. All right? It's okay. I pretend that when someone joins my team, they're going to be out in 30 days. Done. They're going to be gone in 30 days. That's not really the truth. I put that in there for you. I need to be honest. I pretend it's 48 hours. Okay? So, I'm a true speaker. Okay? I really am. All right? Sometimes I'm the wrong guy to have in front of the room, but we don't know what's going on. Right? I pretend at least 30 days they're out of my business. I want to go through it. I want to find out. Because it's a roller coaster. I talked to my mom. She doesn't think it will work. Right? You get that? And she's out of the business, but already have 5 names. That's good. Oh. Right? Jeff and Megan, while you're joining, they've made a lot of money in this industry. I'm pumped up. Woo! Up high, right? That's what this business is up and down. That's why I want motivators. Not people who are motivated. And I want to get to them right away. I don't care who you recruit, you got to get their top 5 people and ask every single thing about them. I want to know what their favorite color is. I want to know if they have pets. I want to know where they live. I want to know why they live there. I want to know every single thing about them. And I make notes and I write it down. And the person goes, oh my gosh. He knows everything about me. Remember that football movie? I forget what the football movie is. It's, I want to know what kind of gum he chews. Right? Or what flavor? A spearmint. Right? I forget what movie that is. But this is about speaking of that movie, Jerry Maguire, what's the theme of that? Show me the money. This is it. The money is right here when you go out and get motivators. You've got to be willing to get rejected and go after the people that you want on your team. And you want to get them first. You want to plant the seeds to get the harvest. A lot of people said we haven't got paid. Have you heard that? We're building this business and we're not getting paid. Without any product. Guess what? We're all getting paid. We're getting paid massively. There are people that signed up 3 weeks ago that we making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a week when we launch. Has a doctor seen patients? A doctor doesn't get paid for 90 days. That's not true. People say that we're not getting paid is not true. Another lie. We're all getting paid. If you do the work now, you'll get paid later. Fair enough? So that's what we need to do. We've got to find motivators. I can't stress enough, guys, why that's important. How important that is. It's so important. Thank you for this. This is not what you think. This is just vodka. That's good. All right. So, thank you, Joe, for that. So here's the problem in this business. Is that new blood, write this down, new blood is the lifeblood of your business. When someone complains to me, I ask, when's the last call they got on? When's the last time they recruited somebody? When's the last time they did what Joe said, 3-way calls? But too many times we're all riding the same tired horse. Well, if I could just get married and see the opportunity. Right? You guys are in a binary pay plan. For those who don't know what that is, it's the best paid plan in network marketing to build team and camaraderie. Because if you're riding that tired horse and you go out and recruit a fresh horse and put it under the tired horse, yeah, they may spunk up a little bit. There's not a horse in the room. Right? Am I right? So you've got to recruit. You've got to get in traffic. You gotta get no's. Stop riding the same tired horse and go out there and recruit. New blood is the lifeblood. The best person in this business is the newest person in the business. Seriously. But you gotta go out and show the plan. So I want to talk to you guys about, I love talking about Lou because I mixed in a motivation a little bit, a couple of jokes, and I hate this sports jacket. I really hate this. I think I'm going in there. Alright, here's where we go. All of it? Can we get some chicken? Okay, all right. So, I want to talk to you guys about, here's how I measure. You have to track what you measure. Jeff Wildy has a board, okay? I'm obviously mentioning his names a lot because he does a lot of things right. You know what I'm saying? He does a lot right. He has a board and he's tracking. So I call it key performance indicators, call it KPI, key performance indicators. You have to track this. You have to instill leadership in your team because you want them to do the same thing. I'd rather watch a leader than listen to one. I'd rather watch their feet than their mouth. What are they doing? Are they doing what they're saying? A lot of people talk a lot and they don't do much, right? So the speed of a leader is the speed of the pack. So key performance indicators, or another one is IPAs. Oh my gosh, income producing activity. Write that down, IPAs. Are you doing your IPAs? No, it's not drinking, that's later on. We'll have an IP downstairs for sure. Okay, that's fine. But income producing activities. Too many people are not doing, the other thing I hate about this industry, okay, is so many people that stay in the wrong company so long. And I understand there's reasons why they do that, okay? But the problem I hate about this industry is too many people confuse activity with productivity, right? And not results. And they're not doing the right activity. They're not doing the right activity. So you have to treat your time like money. Write that down. Treat your time like money. You know what? You know the people's calls I return the fastest? Are people who are right to the point. When I call Bruce Leviton or Alex, I say, "Hi Alex, how you doing? Listen, here's the question. Hey Joe, thanks for calling me back. What's with that?" I'm not saying, "Hey, I would ask," I say, "Oh, I saw you and Lee work out today. Boy, wow, you guys good work," but I go right to the point. I'm just getting right. I went with people, when I call my upline or I need some help from Joe Giuliano or from Lee, I get right to the question. Are you okay? Good. Okay, fine. Hey Joe, here's what I need. Time is precious. You can always make more money. You can't get back time. So if you want to make $200 an hour, $100 an hour, or if you're a top network marketer and you're already making $500 an hour, then what you need to do is you need to make sure you're asking yourself, is this the best use of your time for your team? Is this the best use of time for your team? Are you doing $500 an hour work? If you want to make $100 an hour, don't do $10 an hour work. You have to listen to the tapes. All that stuff is good, but it doesn't count. You have to make calls. You have to follow up with people, okay? So treat time like money. Time is precious. We're all busy. That's why I'm not going to weekly meetings. That's fine, guys. There's going to be top income earners that are going to want to have weekly meetings. That's okay. It's up to you. I'm not endorsing weekly meetings. We're in the 21st century MLM. I want to be honest. Okay? It's okay. I could be, hey, prove me wrong. That's okay. I've gotten here. A lot of people are making money on my team. Without product, without weekly meetings, with plugging in to Joe Giuliano and some of the other great speakers that we have in webinars. Instead of driving to a weekly meeting, we'll drive home and be with our kids and family, watch the webinar, and spend more time that way. Right? That's what we're doing. 21st century. Not making fun of any companies, but I was talking to, maybe I